So today, video on positioning and specialization. I'm doing this video because so many of us, and that includes me, and right now some of my clients, struggle with the idea of specialization. It's also known as niching down your business. And you may have heard this. You may have heard that niching your business, which consists of eliminating a lot of possible people and markets you would serve and really focusing on a very specific thing that you're doing for a specific type of client, niching down. So the theory, and where you may have heard that this is actually really good for your business because the more precise, the more focused and specialized and niched down your business is, the easier it is for people to understand, and the easier for them it is to see the value that you provide. For example, if you are a general contractor, it may be great because you can get a lot of work from different clients, but for people who are looking for someone to fix their roof or repaint their house, if you're a general contractor, it may be more challenging because you're not specialized, right? It's more reassuring for someone to call a roofer who has done and upgraded thousands and thousands of roofs, and they know the process so well, so precisely that it's really reassuring for them. So that's high level, the concept of niching down and specialization. The struggle that I see people run into, and with myself included, is that we don't want to specialize too fast or too much. We dread it. We kind of resist it because we think that it's going to limit us. It's going to really keep us so focused that it's going to limit our creative potential, limit our opportunities. And that is very true if your business is yourself, if you're a solopreneur or maybe just a small agency, and you're really embedded in your business. That's very true. Your life, your skill set, your expertise may be so much broader than that. For example, I have a client who runs an HR for startup business, but she's also a real estate agent, and she's also working on the line of women's accessories with a designer, right? So she has three businesses running, and that's very common for people to have more than one business. There's nothing wrong with this. You may have different hobbies that leads you to create a business, different interests, different relationship, and life is very rich. So how do we reconcile this? How do we make sure that we, we make the right decision? So let me sketch something for you because I thought maybe with a sketch it would be easier. So in the case that I was sharing with you, you are here. So this is you, and I'm gonna make the circle a bit bigger here. Yeah. Okay. So this is you, and everything you know, everything you do, and if you build a business for yourself, your business is essentially is going to overlap a lot with you because, and maybe your skill set. There you go. That's your business right here. Let me redo that circle a little bigger here. Voila. And the overlap is, say, the time you spend, the energy you spend on creating this business and the focus that you are giving to this business, the specialization that you're giving to this business. And a lot of people struggle with this idea because basically what they see is that the business is really themselves. It's the same. It's like the overlap is really feels and looks like this. So specialization feels very scary in that case. But one way to ease down the scary part of it is to actually realize that you can potentially think about more than one business. Maybe there is another possibility that you haven't explored yet, and that is actually not very far from you. But if you follow your intuition, if you follow your guts, if you follow the signs of the market, you will realize that maybe there's another thing that you could be doing here. And so that other thing maybe here, and that's in the case of my client I was explaining a bit ago. That's another business idea here. So that's business number two. My client not only is HR, that does HR for startups, but also does real estate. And she also has a third activity here, a third something. Notice also how those businesses overlap between each other, because there is exchange of skills, of resources. Well, first of all, we're going to write here business number three, right? And your businesses overlap, so they exchange resources, they share partnership. I have another client who does networks for retailers, and they also run a printing business. So some of their clients are clients of both businesses. They're B2B, they're business to business. So if you keep going like this, you will realize soon that there are so many avenues here. So I think maybe beyond a certain number of businesses, it may start to be hard or unrealistic to manage in your life, and you're gonna really stretch yourself thin. But this concept is also valid. Um, in the case of maybe you just have one business, right? And so we're gonna take a fresh sheet here and say you're running a business like me, or maybe it's a consulting business. So there you have it. Okay. And this business, so that's your that's you, and that's maybe you are a solopreneur or independent consultant, just like me. So I have my business here, and my business has different offers, different services. In fact, if you go on the MetaHelm.com website, you will notice that under services, I have a series of things that I can offer to my clients. So a business is also comprised of different offers. I'm going to make them like this because they are a little, extension of the business. They're fruits, of the metaphorical flower that I was talking about just a moment ago. So you have different offers here. Offer one, offer two, offer three, and offer four. For instance, for me, in the case of MetaHelm, I can do a one-off consultation if you want to buy, if you want my help for an hour, and I'll review all your documents, and you're going to have really precise guidance and things to do. So you can buy a one-off consult. You can also work with me in my group program, and it's called MCM, MetaHelm Change Maker, and it's a mastermind program. It's a small group program, and that will also help you build a business on the foundation of authentic growth, using the same methodology as you would have experience in the consult, in the case of the consult. So number three is I have one-on-one coaching. So if you want individualized attention, if you want my full attention, in fact, and privacy, and you don't feel like working with a group, you can hire me as your one-on-one coach. And then number four here is if you have a team. If you have a team, I have a program called Team on a Mission, and that's consulting. So there you go. So this is how I structured my business, how I structured MetaHelm. And for these four services, I have niched them down based on specific situations, specific clients. And instead of thinking of specialization and niching down my business as something that is limiting to me, I see it as something that actually can expand way beyond my hopes. In fact, today I was making a list of other possible services that I could launch, and I listed an additional at least 4 to 6 offerings that will help me cater to more people. Another metaphor I'd like to use in that case is the metaphor of roots. Imagine these are roots that your business, if it was a plant, would grow and would expand to go get the nutriment, the water. But in our case, a business needs money, so go get the money where it is, where it flows, right? So this is really helpful. This is a very helpful way to think, because you're removing yourself from the beginning, from the idea that your whole life has to be your business. Your business has to be your whole life. And because if you think like this, you're going to end up having your business running you. You're not going to be a business owner. You're going to be owned by your business. So start as soon as possible to kind of create that separation. If you do that alone, if you run this business alone, and if you founded or started this business, your business alone, it's a lot harder. I get it. I get it. In the case of a business that has a team, for instance, it's a lot easier because there are not just you, but maybe other people, that work with you, and you have relationships, and maybe you manage them, or so the team works and looks more like this, maybe. This is becoming a little messy here. There is Jan and I don't know, Jacqueline and another person here. There you go. So these are all different people that you work with. Oh, and I forgot to draw a little stick figure for you. There you go. There you are. You're here. And so the business, I'm going to use uh, another layer here. So the business is right here. It's all encompassing here, and it starts to be shared by more people. You can delegate, you can collaborate, you can replace each other. So niching down is, in that case, we'll have another set of challenges because you're going to have to share that decision, but it probably feels less frightening at a personal level for the reasons that I just gave you, which is the risk and the responsibility and the connection that you will have with the business is actually more distributed, more fragmented, as we can see in this diagram, and shared, if you will. So that's another scenario that I thought about, before exploring this idea there. But really, there you have it. You have all my. There you go. Oh my gosh, this is a mess now. There you go. But yeah, I hope this helps because I see so many people again struggling with the idea of niching, but I would summarize this as you can niche not necessarily yourself, but niche your businesses and your offers and distribute that risk and distribute that fear and break down that fear and break down the risks and the implication of specialization. To specialize correctly, I feel like it takes several attempts. You have to try and test different things. The go-to-market, the process of going to a market, the go-to-market process strategy, is really made in the beginning of a lot of assumptions. We heard and we think that we're going to be good at doing something, and I was actually meeting with somebody today who initially thought that his business was going to be really big ticket items for large organizations and CEOs of major corporation, and then a few years down the road realizes that this isn't his sweet spot. So he specialized and kind of exclusively in the beginning a little too quickly, and forgot that you have to go through a series of experiments and really discover the calling of your business through those experiments. Your business is a little bit like this paper airplane that you see right here on my screen. It's a prototype that you will have, and you will get to reinvent every 12, 18, 24 months. So get ready to open up to possibilities and to realize that your existence is a lot bigger, includes a lot more possibilities than just one business at a time. Maybe there are many of them on the horizon, which is something that I wish you for myself. I keep telling you on these videos that MetaHelm is now the 4th business that I started, and I think maybe there could be more on the horizon. So I hope this is helpful, and I wish you good luck and a really pleasant journey in niching down and specializing. It's a good thing to do. It's a healthy thing to do if you approach it the right way. So thank you so much.